What's up, guys? You got Ben here from the Overland Trail Guides crew. Super excited to be talking to you about one of my favorite places to go exploring, and that's the Mendocino National Forest. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the Mendocino Backcountry Discovery Trail. Before we get into all those details today, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like what you see, please be sure to leave a comment. All right, so as far as the details for this particular route, you want the GPX file, the detailed the route guide, and all that other stuff. You can get it at www.overlandtrailguides.com. The website also features dozens of routes throughout North America, GPX files, and all that information that you're going to need. One thing that I do want to call about this route, and I don't have it on me right now, but I'll throw it up on the screen here in a second, is the Mendocino Backcountry Discovery Trail does feature an adventure badge. It's currently in a decal format, but we are starting to do some patches as well, so you want to check that out. That's also available at the website. Just go to the store. But why don't we get into the details about the Mendocino BDT? All right, so we're talking details. The route is approximately 167 miles long, and you'll see that we did it in 2 days on this particular adventure, but I would recommend probably spending 3 to 4 days just to ensure that you have time to, go down to the rivers, go to Lake Pillsbury, visit the various discovery points, lots of stuff to see there. In terms of the season, it's going to depend on the snowpack, but typically I would say that you can do this route from late April until November, but check the snow by Whole Mountain and Anthony Peak. Now let's talk about the technical rating. I would qualify this as a green trail. The average rating is about a 2 and the peak is about a 3. There's some bumpier sections up on the top of Whole Mountain, but in reality, if you have something like a stock RAV4 or Subaru, you can do this entire route. It might be a little bit bumpy. Aftermarket suspension always helps when off-road, but there's nothing really that technical on the route. And then lastly, adventure vans. You got a Sprinter 4x4. You'll see that we have one in this particular video. So yeah, of course you're good to go. That you'll notice that that Sprinter did not go to the top of Bald Mountain and Whole Mountain. They hitched a ride with us, one of our vehicles. But those are just quick out and back sections that you could hike up if you wanted to. So let's go take a look at the route in Google Earth and we'll get into our adventure.
The Mendocino Backcountry Discovery Trail is located within the Mendocino National Forest in Northern California. The route contains 21 discovery points along the way, and while the route can be done in either direction, we'll begin our adventure in historic Upper Lake. We'll work our way north along Road M1 towards the Lake Pillsbury Basin before ascending Whole Mountain. From Whole Mountain, we'll continue north into the more rugged and remote sections of the National Forest, crossing the Black Butte and Eel Rivers along the way, making a loop around Black Butte before capping off our adventure with a visit to the Anthony Peak Fire Lookout. Why don't we get into our adventure now?
All right, guys, we're at historic downtown Upper Lake, also known as Old Town Upper Lake. This is the official start or finish of the Mendocino Backcountry Discovery Trail. Most people are coming in from Sacramento or the Bay Area, so this tends to be the start because people start from the south. But the plan for today is we're gonna meet up with some other folks. We got a little trail run event going on. We're gonna work our way north. Once we get into the forest, we'll air down, make our way to Lake Pillsbury, up and over Whole Mountain, hit the views at the top, and then we'll probably look for camp. It should be a good one. Let's go check it out.
Decided to go on a quick stroll through the streets of Upper Lake with Shasta while waiting for the group. The historic downtown features a number of shops, restaurants, and even a historic hotel. It really is the perfect place to grab a coffee or a bite to eat before heading into the forest.
Alright guys, so we're on Elk Mountain Road, which is the road out of Upper Lake. We'll be hitting the National Forest soon, still on paved road. I forget how long, it's like 15 miles before we hit dirt, maybe a little bit longer. We're gonna go up these crazy switchbacks on Elk Mountain. You'll check those out. We'll be on dirt.
And then about an hour after that, hopefully we'll be down in the Lake Pillsbury Basin. All right guys, so we just hit the gravel. Gonna pull over, air down. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. Small group, that's okay. Good group. Let's go air down and head to Pillsbury. So these are relics from the past. You can see the old Discovery Point for the Pine Mountain Lookout. This has since been deprecated by the National Forest Service. We updated it, added our own twist, and all of our own discovery points on OTG. But these are the original relics. Mendocino was the original Backcountry Discovery Trail, and then they built them out. Cow Mountain, BLM Land, Ukiah, Six Rivers. I think there was something up in Shasta Trinity, Modoc, Lass, and Plumas, but we're gonna be going that way. The section of trail from Upper Lake to the Pillsbury Basin gives you a nice little taste of what's to come. This also happens to be one of the busier sections in the forest, but don't fret, once you get north of Hole Mountain, the crowds dissipate quickly. And be sure to slow down and look for the resident tule elk herd that frequents the flat surrounding the Covelo Valley airstrip. Drive up Hole Mountain via M1 is one of my favorite trails within the entire forest, and for good reason. The views of Lake Pillsbury and the surrounding coastal mountains are second to none. This is about as rugged as the route gets, but it can be easily driven by an all-wheel drive vehicle like a Subaru. Remember that part where we said a Subaru could drive the entire route? Well, that's mostly true except for the half-mile out and back trail to the top of Hole Mountain. For this tricky section, a 4x4 with low gearing is recommended. All right, guys, here we are at the top of Hole Mountain, 6,850 something feet, I think. Don't quote me on that. Named after James Hole. Below us, we got Lake Pillsbury. I'll show you that in a second. So the background on James Hole, he had shot a deer when he was hunting up here, went down to the valley, I guess, maybe to Lake Pillsbury before there was a lake there. Got a Native American scouter to come back with him up here. They wanted to strip the deer, bring the venison back down the mountain. Here's something in the bushes. It's a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear charges him. He gets off a shot. His Native American scout flees. The grizzly bear attacks him. He's fighting the bear with his rifle in his bare hands, and both the grizzly bear and James Hole perish. And in fact, if you look on some maps, it has the marker of James Hole's grave. So cool little story. Lots of cool things about that if you look into the history in the Mendocino National Forest. But let's take a look at Lake Pillsbury and then the coastal mountains. whole mountain, we'd continue north along M1, making a quick stop at Bald Mountain, which also features fantastic 360-degree views of the surrounding mountains. The section north of Bald Mountain begins to open up as you leave the pine and fir forest behind. This is quintessential Mendocino County with its oak-studded, golden rolling hills all around. It doesn't get much better than this. All right, guys, we're at camp, one of my favorite spots in the Mendocino National Forest. Can't give this one up. I'm sorry. The clue is that rock up there. Not going to tell you what it's called. Shasta's having fun. But why I love this spot is there's a bluff over there that we're going to go watch the sunset. You can see the Covelo lights over there. And actually, if you go up through those trees, you can get a nice little spot that has a view of Covelo and the lights as well. We sipped our beers next to the fire with the setting sun behind us, whilst counting our blessings at how lucky we were to have this awesome country within just a few short hours from our doorsteps. Good morning from the Mendocino National Forest. What an amazing night last night. The weather was really mild, no wind, and today you can see it's clear. Sun is rising behind me. I'll show you some shots of camp and what we can see. And you'll probably see why this is one of my favorite places to camp in the Mendocino National Forest. If you're lucky enough to figure out where it is, keep it on the down low. All right, so let's talk about today. We're going to be going down to the Butte River Ranch, probably get some nice drone shots of the M1. I think it's one of the prettiest parts of the forest up here. Then we're going to jump up on M1 and we'll go past Howard Lake and kind of work our way to the northern boundary of where you can drive, at least in the Mendocino National Forest. We'll loop back around, head up Anthony Peak, get some fantastic shots up there, maybe launch the drone again, and then we're going to look for camp. It should be a good one, so let's go check it out. After driving through one of the most scenic sections within the forest, we'd make a quick stop at Butte River and the Butte River Ranch. The store and barbecue at the ranch make for a fantastic lunch stop midday, or an even better pit stop for a cold brewski later in the afternoon, especially if you're staying at one of the adjacent campgrounds. The Eel River just across the street also has a number of fantastic swimming holes. From the confluence of where the Black Butte and Eel Rivers meet, we'd continue on M1 into the rugged northern section of the forest. We'd make stops at Howard Lake and Rattlesnake Creek along the way, but the group was definitely looking forward to the final stop of our adventure, Anthony Peak. At 6,954 feet, Anthony Peak is the highest point in Mendocino County and the last man lookout within the National Forest. And don't be shy if you stumble across a forest employee working the lookout. There's a good chance they'll invite you in for a quick tour if you give them a friendly wave. The locals say that on a clear day you can see Mount Lassen to the east and the blue waters of the Pacific to the west. Alright guys, one of the discovery points on the Mendocino Backcountry Discovery Trail. We got Anthony Peak up here. You probably hear a little bit of a breeze going on, but end of the season here. So, you got Hammerhorn Mountain over there. I think those are the Yola Bollies over there, and I don't know what that is over there. Capped off the day by exploring some of the surrounding trails around Anthony Peak. We'd make our way to camp shortly thereafter and head home the following morning. We hope you enjoyed this little adventure and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till next time, stay adventurous.